Your life changes on a random Tuesday afternoon when a delivery driver leaves a tower of heavy Amazon boxes at your front door. You're 15 years old, living in a painfully average suburban house, just trying to rank up in your favorite game before dinner. You drag the boxes inside, thinking your parents finally bought that new lawnmower. But when you look at the shipping labels, they all have your older sister's name on them. She's 19, just moved back home after dropping out of her first semester of college, and suddenly she has an impossible amount of money. At first, you don't question it. She walks into your room 2 days later and drops a brand new top-tier RTX graphics card and a dual monitor setup onto your bed. She tells your parents she got incredibly lucky day trading crypto and doing freelance marketing for esports teams. Because you're 15 and holding a piece of hardware you've been dreaming about for 3 years, you believe her. You plug it in, and your games run smoother than they ever have. Everything feels perfect. But then the atmosphere in the hallway starts to shift. You notice the quiet, subtle changes. The heavy, sound-dampening foam panels she installs on her bedroom door. The massive ring lights that you catch a glimpse of when she goes to the bathroom. You get used to the strange neon pink glow that leaks out from under her doorframe at 2 in the morning. Sometimes when the house is completely dead, you can hear her laughing through the drywall. It's not her real laugh, though. It's a slightly higher, breathy performance that makes the hairs on your arms stand up even if you don't fully understand why. Then comes the Friday night that breaks your reality in half. You're sitting in a Discord voice call with the 5 guys you've been playing games with since middle school. You're in the middle of a match, your mechanical keyboard clicking, completely in the zone. Then a notification pops up on your second monitor. It's a link dropped into the general chat by one of your friends. There's no context, just a message that says, "Bro, ain't this your sister?" You click it, the website loads, and the air in your room instantly turns to ice. It's a blurred preview image, but you don't need it to be clear. You recognize the tapestry hanging in the background. You recognize the stuffed animal sitting on the corner of her desk, the one you won for her at a carnival when you were little. The voice call goes completely dead. None of your friends are talking. The only sound in the entire world is the faint, muffled hum of your sister's voice coming through the drywall right next to you. Your stomach physically drops into your shoes. The nausea hits you so fast your vision blurs. The high-end PC she bought you is suddenly humming on your desk like a stolen engine, and you realize the horrifying truth. It wasn't a gift. It was a bribe. It was hush money to keep you staring at a screen while she turned the bedroom next door into a digital stage. The realization doesn't fade. It infects everything. You start noticing the horrific little details. You notice the way her eyes constantly dart to her phone, checking a stream of notifications that never stops. You realize that the $600 ergonomic gaming chair she ordered wasn't for gaming. Every time you boot up your PC, the 240 frames per second feel like a reminder that you are a silent accomplice in a business you never signed up for. Walking into high school on Monday morning feels like walking to the gallows. You enter the locker room for gym class, and the usual chaotic shouting instantly dies down. A heavy, suffocating silence fills the room. Guys who have never spoken a word to you are suddenly making direct eye contact, grinning, and asking overly friendly questions about how your family is doing. You're standing by your locker when a senior walks by. He doesn't even stop walking. He just leans in and quietly quotes one of her paywalled captions directly into your ear. You realize that everyone has seen it. The entire school knows. You cancel your weekend plans with a girl you actually like because you know her older brother follows your sister's account. You stop eating in the cafeteria. You stop joining Discord calls. You become a ghost in your own life, haunting the hallways, desperately trying to shrink yourself down so no one looks at you. You feel exposed, as if the camera lenses in her room are somehow pointed directly at you. The digital illusion finally bleeds into the real world when you're at the mall with her. You're waiting outside a store when a guy in his early 20s approaches her. He's sweating, his hands are shaking, and he smells like stale energy drinks and anxiety. He doesn't say, "Excuse me." He just walks right up to her and calls her by her internet alias. He starts talking about a highly specific, custom video he bought from her, speaking to her with an intimate familiarity that makes your skin crawl. You step between them. You're younger and smaller, but the adrenaline makes your voice dangerously low as you tell him to back off. The drive home is completely silent, but it's a terrifying kind of silence. You look over at her, expecting her to be shaken or terrified for her physical safety, but she isn't. She's staring down at her phone, frantically refreshing Reddit and Twitter to see if the guy posted about meeting her in real life. The digital brain rot has completely hijacked her survival instincts. She isn't a person anymore. She is a brand managing a PR crisis. The final collapse happens 6 months later. A massive animated drama channel on YouTube covers a controversy involving her and another creator. The video pulls 5 million views in 2 days. It breaches the containment of internet culture and spills into the real world, landing squarely in the local town Facebook groups. Your parents finally find out. The screaming match that night shakes the foundation of the house. Your dad is crying. Your mom is hyperventilating. But your sister just stands there, completely numb, staring at them like they are NPCs in a game she's already beaten. When they tell her to pack her things, she laughs. She grabs her keys, walks to the front door, and turns around to coldly inform them that she makes more in a single month than they will make in a decade. She leaves in her brand new Mercedes, and the house suddenly feels like a tomb. You survive by shutting down. You graduate high school, move 3 states away, and get a completely normal, boring job in a cubicle. You legally drop your last name. You have zero public digital footprint. You become a master at changing the subject whenever internet culture is brought up at parties. Years later, you're sitting in a quiet, independent coffee shop on a rainy Tuesday. You glance up at the TV mounted in the corner. It's playing a Twitch stream. The creator on screen looks exhausted, staring blankly at a waterfall of text messages, performing for 1,000 lonely strangers who will never actually know her. You look down at your cheap black coffee. You listen to the sound of the rain hitting the window. You feel an overwhelming, profound sense of peace. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. It's a text from an unsaved number, but you know exactly who it is. It's your sister. It's her birthday next week, and she's asking if you want her to ship you the new PlayStation. You stare at the glowing text message for a long time. You think about the pink light under the door. You think about the silence in the locker room. You delete the text. You block the number. You take a sip of your coffee and look out the window, realizing that the only way to ever win the game is to simply unplug the machine.